Comfort is a seductive lie. It whispers to you that safety is the highest virtue, that peace can be found by avoiding struggle, and that the absence of pain is the same thing as happiness. But comfort is not your friend. It's a slow poison that drains your strength, dulls your vision, and robs you of your purpose. Life is not meant to be painless. It is meant to be meaningful. And meaning, the kind that endures, does not grow in comfort. It emerges in the fire of difficulty, in the confrontation with what you fear most, and in the willingness to bear the responsibility that others refuse to touch. When you chase comfort, you trade the possibility of greatness for the illusion of peace. You start making small excuses that seem harmless. I'll do it tomorrow. It's not that important. I'm tired. Each excuse is a stone added to the wall that separates you from who you could become. Soon, that wall becomes a prison, and you built it yourself. The more you avoid discomfort, the smaller your life becomes. The path to meaning demands that you walk straight into the storm, because the storm is where you find out who you are. Responsibility is what rescues you from the abyss. It's the antidote to the chaos that surrounds and resides within you. When you pick up something heavy, when you decide to carry a burden, life starts to make sense. You stop asking, what's the point? Because you are too busy becoming someone capable of carrying the point. The burden is not punishment, it's purpose in disguise. When you take responsibility for your choices, your habits, your family, your future, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You become an architect of order in a world that leans toward chaos. And this is not abstract. It's brutally practical. If your house is in disorder, start there. Clean your room, literally and metaphorically. Bring something, anything, under control. When you begin to impose order on your surroundings, you signal to yourself that you are capable of confronting chaos. The act might seem small, but it's not. It's the seed of transformation. The one who takes responsibility in one small corner of life begins to find meaning that spreads outward, restructuring everything. Pleasure, in contrast, is an easy master, but a cruel one. It pretends to be joy, but joy is earned through sacrifice, not indulgence. When you live for pleasure, you become its servant. You wake up not because you have a mission, but because you need another hit of comfort, another distraction, another escape. It's the same pattern that drives addiction. Whether it's to substances, entertainment, or validation, you feed the hunger and it grows hungrier. Every time you give in, you weaken your capacity to act freely. Freedom doesn't mean doing whatever you feel like. It means mastering yourself so that you are not enslaved by impulse. Discipline is what allows you to say no to the part of you that wants to stay weak. The paradox of life is that restriction breeds strength. When you delay gratification, when you choose the difficult thing now for the sake of something better later, you build character. And character is the only thing that stands between you and chaos. The world does not reward impulsivity. It rewards those who can bear responsibility without collapsing. If you neglect responsibility long enough, chaos creeps in quietly. It begins with small things, unpaid bills, broken promises, unspoken truths. Each neglected duty piles up, and soon the weight becomes unbearable. People often wonder why their lives feel meaningless or out of control. The reason is simple. They've let the forces of chaos win by default. Order must be chosen. It does not sustain itself. Every day you fail to act, disorder expands its reach. To reclaim order, you must start with what's closest to you. Confront the mess you've been avoiding, the drawer full of undone tasks, the conversation you keep postponing, the resentment you refuse to acknowledge, you cannot fix. The world, if your own life is in shambles, begin by fixing something small, something you can control. That act of responsibility ripples outward. When you create order in your life, you become a source of stability for others. People around you begin to rely on you, not because you demand it, but because you've earned it. Suffering is the great equalizer. It visits everyone. It doesn't discriminate by wealth, talent, or status. The question is not whether you will suffer, but what you will do when suffering comes. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it forge you. When you face pain head on, it reveals what you truly value. The person who suffers well becomes someone others look up to, not because they are lucky, but because they are willing to bear what others refuse to face. Pain can turn a human being into something noble. Every scar can become a symbol of strength if it's earned through endurance and honesty. When you suffer with dignity, you send a message to the world, I will not be broken by this. And that message inspires others. But if you run from pain, if you drown it in distractions or project it onto others, you make yourself weak. Avoided suffering doesn't vanish, it festers. It turns into resentment, and resentment poisons everything it touches. To live meaningfully, you must confront yourself, your fears, your failures, your hypocrisies. You cannot build a responsible life on a foundation of lies. The enemy is not the world out there, it's the cowardice in here. Look honestly at your life. Where are you deceiving yourself? What truth are you refusing to face? These are not comfortable questions, but they are necessary. You cannot change what you refuse to see.